is working. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Samhamnaya तं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनीं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयं वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे Parvati Parameshwaro. So in the previous class we had given the homework of example of samasa, each samasa. So what is the example for Tatpurusha samasa? You have written? What? What you have written, you tell me. Huh? Padaya? Huh? Radha. Radhayaha patihi. Which samasa it is? Ashti Tatpurusha. How do you say it is a Tatpurusha samasa? What is the Uttara Pada? Pati. How do you say that Uttara Pada, Pati is a Pradhanam? How will you say? Pati, not Radha. And also the adjective added will be connected with Radha or Pati? Suppose I say Sundaraha Radhapatihi. Radhapati you understood, no? Husband of Radha, Krishna. Or Krishna, whoever. So Radhapati Krishna. So this Sundaraha, the word we add, will it go to Radha or Pati? Pati. So therefore we say that Uttara Pada is a Uttara Padartha, not Pada. Padartha is Pradhanam. What is second example? The second is Bahuvri, huh? First is Dvandva, okay. Dvandva samasa example. Patra Pushpam. Okay. Okay. So, Patra Pushpam or Patra Pushpam? You mean Patra or Patra? Patra means what? It's called Patra. Pa, not Pa. Patra means vessel. Okay, let me clarify. So, you are a friend of some people, See, Patram means a leaf. And what you are pronouncing is this. This means vessel. So you mean first or second? But you are pronouncing Patram. So again you tell me, what is the word? Patra Pushpe. If but Samara Dvandva you make, then it will be Patra Pushpam. All right. Then third. Kashayambaraha. What is the Vigraha? Pitam ambaram. It should be ambaram, I think. Napumsaka shabda. Ambara. Kashayam ambaram. Pitam cha ambaram cha yasya. No. Correct. The ambara is a perhaps pulling both gender may be there. But kashayam ambaram cha kashayambara. You can check. Okay. Means what? What is the meaning? Yeah. Saffron color. Okay. Kashayambara. Then next samasa is what? Huh? Ah. Means what? Correct instruction. All right. Now we only this many were there, no? Huh? Huh? One more is there? Huh? Which one? Tell me Kevala Samasa. Bhutpurva. Naikaha. Not one, yes. Naikaha. That also is a Kevala Samasa. There, na ekaha become Naikaha. Okay, now let us go to only this one. Last time we did not give homework, no? Good. Now, and last time I forgot to, I did not give you the sutra for advana preceded by a preposition becomes adva. The sutra is upasargad advanaha. That is the sutra. Upasargad advanaha. You also can see it is 5 80. 5 4 80. You can see the upasarga. After upasarga advan shabda comes, then it becomes adva. Adva, sorry. Now, let us go to the next topic. Dvandva samasa. The Dvandva samasa we have already studied. I will read that initial portion. The Dvandva samasa combines together two or more nouns which not compounded would be joined by the conjugation cha. So, he is really translating one sutra meaning Charthe Dvandvaha. There is a sutra Charthe Dvandvaha sutra. It is I forgot to name. Charthe Dvandvaha 2 to 29. You see, you have got the book, Sutra book 229. Charthe. So, that idea conveyed by Charthe Dvandva means what? Anekam subantam charthe vartamanam va samasyate. Anekam subantam charthe vartamanam samasyate. So, this is the sutra and meaning, the vritti is this. I hope you will not be confused with this. So, Charthe Dvandva means Anekam Subantam, Adhikara is there. Anekam Subantam or Anuvritti is there. Anekam Subantam, not Adhikara, Anuvritti. Anekam Subantam Charthe Vartamanam. So, many Subanta, I hope all of you know what is Subanta. So, many words ending in Supratyaya, Subanta, Anekam is many. Vartamanam, present, in the sense of Cha, means being connected with Cha, Samasyate, they are combined. Means, there is a word Ramaha Cha, Lakshmanaha Cha. So, both of them word are being combined by the word cha. And therefore, these two words, Rama and Lakshmana, will be combined, forming a compound, and that compound will be called Dvandva Samasa. So, Dvandva Samasa is a Samasa where two or more than two members are compounded. But in which situation? When they are connected by the word cha. Ramaha cha, Lakshmanaha cha. It should not be like that. Ramaha Lakshmanam pashyati. So, Ramaha Lakshmanam pashyati. Here, Ramaha and Lakshmana, they are not connected by the word cha. Therefore, samasa will not happen. Dvandva samasa will not happen. No samasa will happen. So, both of them should be connected by the cha. Then they will form Dvandva samasa. That is said here. The Dvandva samasa combines together two or more nouns which not compounded would be joined by the conjunction cha. Means what? If Rama Lakshmana samasa was not done, then what will happen? They will be combined by the word cha. So, when not compounded, they will be connected by cha. Such samasa is called Dvandva samasa. And there are two varieties. One is called Itaretara Dvandvaha. Itara means another. Itaretara, itara, another. So, this samasa is the one where members are treated separately. Even though there is a samasa, but all the members are treated separately. And that samasa is called itaretara. So, itaretara means another. In English, itaretara we can translate by the word conjunctive compound. Conjunctive copulative samasa is called Dvandva samasa. So, that is said here, Dvandva is in which the various members are considered separately. What does it mean that considered separately means? Ramaha cha, Lakshmanaha cha. Here, when they are compounded, we are not writing simply Rama Lakshmana. What we are doing? Rama Lakshmana we are doing. So, we are using dual. Why? Because Rama and Lakshmana, they are both of them are making the group of two members. So, each member is considered as a unit, separate unit. So, Ramaha cha, Lakshmanaha cha, Rama Lakshmana. And this will become more clear when we have got one more. Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugnaha. So, we are using plural here. Why? Because more than two members are there. So, Itaretara Dvandva is a samasa where the number of the samasa will be decided by the number of members of samasa. Means each member is counted. It will be more clear when we see the next samasa, Samahara, where all the members are is treated as one group. And here each member is counted. So, this type of samasa is called Itaretara Dvandva. Conjunctive, copulative, compound. Okay, this is full name. CCC, triple C, conjunctive, copulative, compound. Triple C it is. All right. So other example, Yudhishthirarjunau. So Yudhishthira and Arjuna, both of them are treated separately. Means they are counted. Their number matters. Unlike the collective compound, where all the members are, any number of members will be considered to be only one group. So here they are considered to be separate. So here, even though compound is formed, but their individuality is still retained in terms of being counted. They follow the rule. They lose their case endings, all these are followed, but their number is counted. So when we are using the final supratyaya, we are considering how many members are there. All right. So we can have Bharata Shatrugno, Rama Lakshmano, Bhima Arjuno, Krishna Balaramo. So all these are, or Balarama Krishna. All right. So this is called Itaretara Dvandva, where each member is separately considered. The gender of the compound is that of its last member. So how to decide the gender? If all of them are masculine, no problem. But suppose one member is masculine, other member is feminine, then how to decide the gender? They say the last member will decide. They have given the example. Okay, first, Sukham cha Dukkham cha Sukha Dukhe. This is a Itaretara Dvandva Samasa. Sukha and Dukha, two things are there. Therefore, Sukha Dukhe. Sukha Dukhe Same Krutva Labha Labhau Jaya Jayau. There, Bhagavad Gita. Labhascha Alabhascha Labha Labhau. Sukham cha Dukkham cha Sukha Dukhe. Itaretara Dvandva. And gender is decided by the last member. What is that? Ashvascha Dhenuscha Gardhabhicha. Ashva means what? Horse. Horse, which gender it is here? Masculine. Dhenu, cow, feminine. Gardhabhi, feminine. Gardhabhi means female donkey. So that is called Gardhabhi. So here Gardhabhi is a feminine. Therefore, the member being feminine, the gender will be, the entire compound will take feminine gender. Therefore, Ashva Dhenu Gardhabhyaha. Let us understand this. Ashvascha Dhenuscha Gardhabhicha. So here Dvandva Samasa, Itaretara Dvandva, and here the last member is Gardhabhi, therefore the entire compound will become feminine. And the forms will be like what? Nadi. So, what are the forms of Nadi? So, Ashwadhenu Gardhabhihi, this will be the word. The Su of Jas, it will take Jas. And therefore, Gardhabhyaha. Like Nadi. Nadi, Nadyo, Nadyaha. So, Ashwadhenu Gardhabhyaha. We cannot, I was about to tell that how the forms will go. We cannot give singular form. Why? Because it is a plural. So, we cannot give. We cannot say Ashwadhenu Gardhabhi, Ashwadhenu Gardhabhyau, Ashwadhenu Gardhabhyaha. We cannot say. Why? Because the whole samasa is having plurality. All right. And the number is dual if there are two members. That is very natural. Rama Lakshmana, two members. So Rama Lakshmana would be. Plural if there are more than two members. Rama Lakshmana Bharata Shatrugnaha. Okay. This is itaretara dvandva. This is quite popular samasa, where each member is considered separately in deciding the number of the compound. All right. Second is samahara dvandva. It's called collective dvandva samasa. Samahara means collect, the group. Is a group samasa. In that, in which the various members are taken collectively, means they are considered to be one group. Even though so many members are there, but all of them will be considered to be one group. And it is always neuter singular. It is napumsaka and ekvachanam. Samahara dvandva samasa will always be singular and it will be neuter gender. For example, panayascha padaha cha. Panaya means hands, padaha means legs, and both of them will combine and make the samasa. Panayaha, how many panis are there? Huh? How many panis are there? Huh? Huh? More than 3? Huh? Panaya, how many? How many hands would be? Huh? Huh? 3? Only 3? Ah. It should be 3 or more than 3. Not 2. We have 2 hands. It doesn't matter, but only 2 will be there. Bahuvachana, I hope all of you know. Bahuvachana means what? More than 2. So it becomes Bahuvachanam. All right. So Panayaha means 3 or more than 3 hands. Padaha means 3 or more than 3 legs. So minimum how many members will be there in this group? Huh? Minimum how many will be there? Huh? 3? Huh? 6 members will be there. See, we should think properly. Panayaha 3, no, minimum. Padaha 3. So how many will be there? Correct, no? 6? 6, correct? Okay. So now, even though 6 members are there, but here it is Panipadam. Is Napumsakalinga and it is singular. Panipadam. Otherwise, if it was a itaretara dvandva, what will be there? What will be the compound form? Panipadaha. It will be what? Panipadaha. But it is a samahara dvandva. There will be rules given that any word cannot be combined to make samahara dvandva. Ramascha Lakshmanascha, you cannot make samahara dvandva. Rama Lakshmanam you cannot make. So we are going to study that in which all conditions samahara dvandva is allowed. Samahara dvandva is only specific. Itaretara dvandva is default. Samahara dvandva, in certain situation, this samahara dvandva is allowed. Is it clear? So it is not that Ramascha Lakshmanascha, I will make samahara dvandva. Swamiji, I like samahara dvandva. Why? Because you don't have to remember all forms and all this. Napumsaka and swing ekvachanam. So it is easy. But you cannot choose. There are certain rules for that. The rules we are going to study. When samahara dvandva can be used. Alright. So here Panipada it can be used. Because they will give the rule that Prani Anga, the limbs of the living being can be combined forming the samahara dvandva. Therefore, based on this rule, based on that rule, here it is said. Alright, I hope you got the idea. Itaretara dvandva, where each member is considered separately. Samahara dvandva, where all the members are considered collectively. So even though Pani are 3 minimum, Pada are minimum 3, but now both of them, all 6 of them, minimum 6 of them are considered as one, Pani Padam. So you can say, Aham Jananam Pani Padam Pashyami. You need not say Jananam Panipadan Pashyami, you don't say. What do you say? Jananam Panipadam Pashyami. Is it clear? So Panipada, the hands and legs are now considered to be one group. Is it clear? So that is called Samahara Dvandva. All right. And okay. In between he gives another topic. Samahara Dvandva, where it can come, it will be said later on. Because while forming the Samahara Dvandva, we have to use this rule. And the next topic is the order of the words in a Dvandva compound. This is a big problem. That which word should come first? Ramascha, Lakshmanascha, so Rama and Lakshmana, Rama should come, Lakshmana should come first. Rama or Lakshmana, Bharata, which should come first? So, Isha and Krishna, which should come first? So, there are certain rules. Which word should be placed first in this compound, Dvandva Samasa? For that, 3 rules he has given. The first rule, we will study the third one because it is the strongest one. Alpacha tarap. Okay, the rule I will read first. Words having fewer syllables are placed first. This is a simple rule. The words which are having fewer syllables. I hope you know what is syllable. Syllable means the unit constituting the word is called syllable. See, syllable idea, some people don't have clarity. So let us have this clarity about syllables. Rama. In this word, how many syllables are there? Huh? How many are there? Karan? 2. How many are there? 2. What are the 2? Okay. How many letters are there? 4 letters. Okay. Rakara, Refa, A, Makara, A. These are the basic ones, okay? So, but I have to go to the basic so that we are not losing anything. Refa, Akara, Makara, Akara. Okay, generally we should not pronounce it as a Rakara. Okay, it should not be pronounced as Rakara, even though some of you might be doing. It's Refa, it is called. They're conventional. Okay. Now, when a syllable is that which is containing one vowel. So this will be one syllable, Refa A. Then Ma A. So these are the 2 syllables. Letters 4, but syllables 2. Okay, now tell me. How many? Don't give the answer. You raise your hand. How many syllables are there? Udaya? Okay, Udaya, How many? 3. Yes, how many? How many? 3. See, you have to go by the number of vowels. See, one vowel will, the number of vowels will decide the number of syllables. La, Kshma, Na. Okay, just to make it very clear. Now please raise the hand. How many syllables are there? Okay, anybody else? Yes, how many? 2. Two? Two, how many? No, no, don't give any condition, number only. It's a computer, you have to put the number only. Karan, how many? How many? How many? Two. Such a big one. Huh? Yeah, it's two only. Even though it looks very big. big. See why? Because this ka and yam. So only it will be one a. That's all. आगे पीछे जो भी होता है extra. So whatever is there before, after, they are not considered. They are just tagging on. So they are not the main fellows. Vowels only carry. Okay, therefore, Rama and Ramam. Which word has more syllables? Huh? Huh? Same number. Correct. Rama and Ramam both have. Shiva, how many syllables are there? Ramam? Two. And Rama? Okay, correct? Okay. So both of them have got same syllables. I hope it is clear. Syllables part clear? Okay. So now let us see here what it says. The words having fewer syllables are placed first. Light fellows, those who are not heavy, fewer syllables are placed first. Pehle baith jao. So, so those who are having fewer syllables are placed first. Among words having the same number of syllables, that one comes first which has got more short syllables. Okay, that is further. This is based on the sutra. The sutra is Alpachataram. I will explain this and the rule also will be clear. Alpa Sankhya Padam. Okay, it is not a mistake. Okay, Alpasankhyaachkam Padam Dvandve Purvam Prayojyam. Alpachataram Sutra is 234. In your book Sutra, you can mark 2.2.34. This sutra says same thing what we studied. See, the word having fewer number of vowels. Ach means what? Vowel. All of you know ach means vowel. I hope that's clear. So, the words which are having fewer number of vowels will be placed first. Alpa Sankhyaachkam. This also is a samasa. Which samasa? So, Alpa Sankhyaachkam, the samasa having fewer number of ach, vowels. Padam. Padam is word. A word having the fewer numbers of vowels. Dvandve, in Dvandva samasa, Purvam Prayojyam should be placed. Prayojyam is placed. Purvam first. For example, Muni Shiva Keshavo, example is this. Now here we are not going by Dvandva or Itaretara Dvandva or Samara Dvandva, doesn't matter. So, Dvandva Samasa. In Dvandva Samasa, the word having lesser number of vowels or syllables will be placed first. Here, what is the Vigraha of the Shiva Keshavo? Okay. Shiva, Shivascha, Keshavascha. So Pratipadika is Shiva and Keshava. Now Shiva has got how many syllables? 2. Keshava, 3. Is it clear? Shiva has got 2 syllables or 2. In fact, we don't go use the word syllables. We use the word ach. Shiva has how many ach? 2. Keshava, how many? 3. And therefore, Shiva will be placed first. Okay. Now, further rule is there. In that also, that which has got short vowel will be placed first. He said suppose there is here it is very clear, but suppose there are 2 words, both of them are having the same number of syllables, then what to do? For that he further guideline he gives. Among the words having the same number of syllables, that one comes first which has got more short syllables. So short syllables and long syllables. The short one will come first. Therefore, he gives the example of Munishya Vidvancha. Muni and Vidwan. Samasa. So Pratipadika will be Muni and Vidvas. So here, which one, which has got the Munisha Vidvansha, which has got comes first, which has got more short syllables. Okay, E and A. Yeah, correct. So Mu, Ni. Okay, Vidvas. How many Ach are there? Vidvas. How many? 2. So Muni has got how many? 2. So now that Alpachataram we have problem. Which one? Because both are having the same number of ach. So further guideline is given that the word which has got more number of short syllables, they will come first. See, Muni, U is short syllable and the E also short syllables. So Muni has got 2 short syllables. Vidvas, it will become Vidvas, become Vidwan. Vidwan, Vidvas. I think Vidwan. So he is considered to be here Vidwan. So it is considered Vidwan word, and therefore it becomes here the I is considered. I have to check whether I is considered, and therefore here I is the Dirgha, and therefore the Muni comes first. But I will check whether I is considered or here, because both of them are having the same syllabus. Guru, correct, yes, Guru. So this one is considered Guru. V is considered Guru. Sanyoge Guru. There is a sutra. I think you have been taught it, Sanyoge Guru. So here, correct. So Sanyoge Guru. So here it will be one Guru and this is Lagu only. But here both are Lagu, and therefore it will be considered, here it will have one Guru, one Lagu. Here both Lagu, therefore Lagu are more, therefore it will come first. Muni Vidvamso. Okay. Then here there are some exceptions which he talks about. Names, the fourth one. Names of seasons and planets keep their normal order. We don't have to consider all rules. We have to go by the order of season. And now what is the order of season? There is some controversy. But one place the order is there, Shishira, Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Himaha. So if you are writing the names of 2 seasons, say Grishma and Varsha, so you have to write Grishma Varsho, Grishma Varshe. Because Grishma comes first. Grishma means summer. Varsha means monsoon. So you have to go by the order. You don't have to follow the number of syllables, etc. So actual order of the season will be followed. So that is about seasons. And the order is Shishira, Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Himaha. So these are the names, this is the order of season. So in that, without following the number of syllables, etc., just go by the physical order. And even planets, planets also, that the Ravi, Som, Ityadi, the order is there. The sun, then moon, then this Mangala, etc., that order should be followed. They have not given here which order, but that order should be followed. But also, they have not given here one more is Nakshatra. So first Nakshatra is Ashwini. Ashwini, no, first. Then Bharani. Then, you know now, 24. Please tell me. Revati. I have remembered this one. Ashwini is first, Revati is last. Okay, this I remember. Okay, so you remember this. In fact, in your infant exercise, infant reader exercise, they have told, please by heart the names of the nakshatra. Do you remember that? That exercise? We have not, I also have not done. So, you have to follow the order, this order you have to follow. So, suppose you want to mention two names, Ashwini, Bharani. So, you have to write Ashwini, Bharani. Bharani first or Ashwini first, which have got more syllables, etc., don't consider. Bharani, Revati. So, Bharani should come first, Revati should come at the end. That is how that rule is there. Okay. Now, the next one, we'll go to the first one. So, third rule here which was given showed what? The last fewer syllables will be come first. And if number of the syllables are or the vowels are equal, then the word having lesser, the more number of short vowels will come first. The idea is the lighter fellow should come first. Short vowel also light. The fat one should go later. That is the idea. So, lighter first. So, that is how you have to remember. Okay. Then, second is words 182, first rule. The words beginning with a vowel and ending in a should get the first place. This is called Ajadyantam, the sutra. Ajadyantam. Sutra number 2 to 33. Huh? Ajad? Ajad Dyadantam? Huh? Is it? Ajad Dyadantam maybe. Ajad Dyadantam, no? Yeah. Dyadantam. Yes. Ajadi, correct. Yes. Ajadyadantam. The vritti for this is Ajaditve Sati Adantam Dvandve Purvam Syat. So, the word beginning with ach, the word beginning with vowel and ending with akara, not a, only a. Ajaditve sati adantam. Taparavidhi you have been taught, Taparavidhi. What is Taparavidhi? Taparas tat kalasya. What does it mean? Huh? A or a? Okay. Okay, also you can say taparas tat kalasya. It's called tapara vidhi. So here adanta means a only. So a word, that's what he is explaining here. Words beginning with a vowel, ajadi, and ending with a, adantam. Then what? Purvabhyat. So a word ending with, beginning with vowel and ending with a will be placed first. But first of all, we have to apply alpachataram. Vipratishede param karyam. You have studied that vipratishede param karyam. So when there is a contradiction, then the later sutra will be more applicable. So therefore, that one was 2 to 34. So 2 to 33 comes later. So if first one is not applicable, then this will be applicable. All right. Therefore, Dhenusha Ashvash. See, samasa Dhenusha Ashvasya. In the Vigraha Vakya, it can be in any order. So we need not bother about that. Vigraha Vakya, it can be any order. Now we have to use the rule and form the order. Now, this sutra says ajadi. Ashva word is ajadi, akara. And adantam, ending in a. Ashva is ending in a or not? So Ashva, beginning with ach and ending with a. So that word ajadyadanta should be placed first. Because this is not beginning with a, beginning with vowel. Ending with u, not even a. Therefore, Ashwadhenu. All right. Next. Second rule is when the previous rule finds no application, means that rule is not applicable because no word is having the beginning with vowel and the ending in a, such words are not there at all. So that rule is not applicable. Then words ending in e or u should get first place. This is the sutra Dvandve Ghi. What a sutra! I like this sutra, Dvandve Ghi. In Gujarati, ghee means, of course, different ghee. This clarified butter, no? That is called ghee. So, Dvandve Ghi. Dvandve Ghi. But it is Rasva Ghi. So, ghee means a word ending in e or u. Idanta or udanta. That is called ghee. Ghee sangna is there. Panini has given sangna. Shesho Gyasakhi. No, I think sutra. Shesho, there is a sutra. Shesho Gyasakhi. Shesho Gyasakhi. So by that sutra, Ghi Sangna is given by Panini. You have not been given the Ghi Sangna? Sutra has not come? Huh? Oh, Subanta not started. Okay. So, and a Ghi means, okay, let me clarify. Ghi means Idanta, Udanta. Here Tapara Vidhi is there. Ending in Rasvai, ending in U. Then that word should be placed first. He has given Indusha Suryascha. So it will be Indu Suryo. Why? Even though moon is smaller than the sun, but Indu starting with, ending with U, that is called Indu. The Indu is ending with U, therefore Indu will place first. All right. Induscha Suryascha. Okay. So these are the three rules for the placement of the words. Okay. More about the Samahara Dvandva we will see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnas पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरु